Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peaks that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to a terrific Tuesday. Really excited for my guest in the building. We got Miss Darnesha of Black Coffee Northwest in the building, y'all. We're going to be talking about her business model and how she's bringing her brilliance to the Black Business Leadership Conference this year. Really excited because that's happening in just a short few days. So we're going to be diving in with some amazing Black-owned businesses throughout the week to uplift this amazing conference right here in the Pacific Northwest. So I'm excited that I get to talk with her. But of course, you know, I get to talk to you right now because it's the top of the show, y'all. And it's the time where you get to participate and help us grow. Go ahead and share this show with folks who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness we work to give you here on The Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our show, no problem, because we still have you covered. You can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find us wherever you find your favorite listening podcast, right? So we got you covered either way. Well, before I get into it a little bit later on after the break with Darnesha, I want to say something to all of you because there is an opportunity to participate in community almost anywhere you look. And whether you are a business owner or somebody who is in youth mentorship or education, whether you're somebody who's focusing on community development or economic development for communities, there's so many different ways to tap in. And I just want to give a huge shout out to all of the phenomenal organizations we have in our community, some great nonprofits who are doing the work on the ground, solidifying solutions that really are working for people in their communities. And oftentimes what we are seeing is that when people have a direct community focus, they're able to really bring about solutions that matter to that community and that are impactful to that community. So I'm encouraging you. You know, I'm always saying be inspired, be a part of the solution. But I'm also trying to always bring guests here that can show you what that looks like in real time and how they're manifesting that in their world and in the work that they're doing. But I want to just say, you know, I always want to uplift the amazing leadership and all of the workers and the hard effort that's being put into building up our nonprofit organizations, our community-based organizations that are doing the work on the ground. There's so much that needs to be driven by the solutions they're crafting and creating. And honestly, dive in, y'all, because almost all of these institutions could benefit from your volunteer hours, your donations. Just giving of your time or your money is so key to making sure these organizations are thriving in our community. And so I'll tell you this, there's an easy way to do this, right? When I talk about being a part of the solution, an easy way is like, hey, I got some extra dollars. I can donate X amount of dollars every month to this amazing effort that I actually care about, that I'm connected to, something that's within the wheelhouse of my interest. You get to decide what that is. And that's why I'm saying there's a wide variety. If it's rescuing pets, if it's trying to tackle this big issue we have when it comes to our unhoused population, if it's working again with young people, making sure that there are programs that are dedicated to them for before and after school care, there's so many different efforts that you can pour into. And it could be these dollars, or it could be your time volunteering. So I'm just saying the opportunity for you to be a part of the solution is wide and it is vast, y'all. There's almost really no excuse other than like some things that may be personal for you. But if you're talking about trying to figure out where that is, let's utilize these search engines. figure out where our interest is and what organizations align with our interests so you can be pouring into some phenomenal efforts happening in your community. Well, after this break, really excited because Darnesha is with us up next, joining us from Black Coffee Northwest. She's going to be telling us all about the business that she has been able to build and also how she'll be participating in the Black Business Leadership Conference. Y'all stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client, discussing their fields, and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. I'll see you guys in a few.
Start the show.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client, discussing their fields, and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. I'll see you guys in a few.
Welcome back to The Day with Trae, y'all. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Darnesha. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I am phenomenal. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank
Well,
you.
I've been able to be connected to your efforts for some time now, and I just want to give you some time to let folks know a bit about Black Coffee Northwest. It's more than just a coffee shop. Y'all are doing some phenomenal work there. Tell us all about it.
Yes, so I'm Darnesha Bowman. I'm the CEO and founder of Black Coffee Northwest. I'm so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Black Coffee was really birthed out of I'm a community organizer and have been a community organizer in the Seattle area for over 20 years. Like time flies, right? But it's the work that I love to do. Black Coffee was birthed out of my goal of creating a workplace and a workspace that was for us. That went out and got our youth and hired us. Coffee is a lucrative industry. Coffee beans come from Africa. They belong to us. And so just to show up and disrupt in that area and show up as a force and always have our ear to the ground and just be responsive to community. It's really my community organizing work now just in a coffee shop. And so I love it so much. I have a great time every single day, but that's who we are.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that, you're so right about kind of rooting it back to the roots and the origin of where coffee comes from. And I think, when we realize how lucrative of a business it is, that's where everyone wants to get involved, right? We've seen the explosion, and really Seattle's been a primary place where that explosion really took off when it comes to just normalizing the experience of coffee. So I'm glad that y'all are in this space, and y'all do some different things with your coffee shop. I mean, you clearly, you always talked about elevating it for young folks to be involved. Tell us a bit more about the model that you actually do for the business.
Yes, so our model includes having a youth voice. It's a part of my succession planning. I want my business to grow and outlast me and be effective for generations to come. So 7 generations before me, and celebrating those that were before me, but also knowing that I'm setting up for the future. The best way to do that is to involve young people. And so we intentionally hire young people as a first employer in this area. Really excited about that. Put them through an internship program. We learn customer service, coffee making, but also learn about community organizing and how important it is to make sure you're responsive to your community. And you as a young person have a responsibility to give back. So civic engagement, community service, what does it look like? What do we want our world to look like in the future. And we're just a coffee shop, right? But we're using this really as a vehicle and as a catalyst for change. And so bringing in those young people, developing them, giving them every opportunity. I take them to LA every year, and we visit other Black-owned coffee shops down there. We go to Lamar Park. We sit and listen and hear the stories of those before us, because that's also so important. It's an intergenerational place, and I love the fact that my senior leadership team are all young people. They're all younger than me. I'm building a corporation where we are on our way, and so we're building to scale and involving the youth voice the entire way. Best part about it is my daughter, Michaela, is the president of my company. She's also part of a succession plan, and I'm really excited that I listen to her, I let her lead, and yeah, the goal is to be here forever.
Oh my God. You know, Darnesha, Miss Bowman, I got to tell you, this model is exactly what I was talking about early on, right? Where you could have just been like, well, I'm going to do a coffee shop. You know, it's lucrative in my area. Let me do something that's lucrative. But you've taken it so many steps further to tie it back to your own organizing and to bring young organizers up through a funnel where they know that their voice matters, that it counts in some impactful ways when we're talking about civic engagement. I mean, we need so much more of this. You know, how do you share this model? I know people have asked you, like, oh my gosh, what can I do for my business? I'm thinking of you and my girl, Monica Matthews. I mean, both of y'all really doing something that's like we're involving young people from the gate. How do you share this model with others so they can understand the importance of this intergenerationality that you're talking about?
The best way that we're showing it is by storytelling, by telling the stories. I'm very careful about creating systems to institutionalize this work, because we know that that's just going to lead back into us perpetuating the things that we're trying to disrupt. And so we're really cautious and careful. My background is in operations, so I could whip out a manual and an email and step by step it. But is that going to be fluid? Is that going to be responsive? And so I think that the world is fighting against that now, fighting against the system. And I was very careful not to create. So right now we just do a lot of storytelling and documenting and keeping things fluid and open. And we invite people to come in, watch us, understand this model. It works. Going into the community colleges and creating cafes in the community colleges has been a really great way to showcase how this works and also build data around it so we can prove that it works.
Wow. I mean, it's very smart, such a smart model to be in bed in the colleges, you know, where young people are and they're figuring it out. But also businesses are really one of the main pillars where people get their first foot in the door when it comes to what does it look like to run a business. I'm an employee, but what does the back end look like? How do I deal with customer service? How do I deal with the front end? How do I scale? Like all of the things that are theoretical in academia are real. And so being able to make the connection for a lot of young folks is so important and key. So I love that you're doing that. Tell us a little bit more about your connection to the Black Business Leadership Conference.
The Black Business Leadership Conference, this is the third annual one. I have attended every single one. It is such a great place for me to go and get filled, to see people who look like me, to see us all in the space, from people who have a new business to those who have had seasoned businesses, to hear all the stories. I walk out every single time so filled and so energized and so connected. It really just reconnects you back to your why. And that's so important. As an entrepreneur, you can be very siloed. Sometimes I can feel very alone. And so this conference has just been a place for me to plug back in, be around my people, celebrate ourselves, and just see Black excellence everywhere in one space. You don't get to see that a lot, especially in this area. So that's been my connection. It's just been my place to come back to. And that's what it's supposed to be. And so I love it.
Well, you know, as we help to kind of promote it, make sure folks know what kind of things they're getting when they go. I mean, you're talking about there's resources, there's information, there's knowledge sharing and networking, relationship building that's happening. Why is it important for Black business owners to attend?
Black business owners, it's important for you to attend because it's a great place for you to connect with others and network and also learn and expand your capacity. You're only as good as your desire to learn. And you should always, as an entrepreneur, be in a space of wanting to expand and grow all the time. And so what a great place for you to come and learn and hear from those who look like you, hear from us. Because I also believe that Black folks, like, we got it within our community. We are it, okay? We don't move, the world don't move. So you get to come and hear from it all day long. Like, it's such a great thing.
Well, I could just say that I know from some of the folks that I know will be like hosting the discussions, there'll be some great panelists and there'll be some amazing sharing. You know, one of the things that I love so much is that when we learn from our mistakes or from things that work well, you know, folks be ready to share it. And that is what helps to keep us going, to have a shared bank of knowledge that we can tap into. And that's what this conference really also brings, right? Is it showcases that bank of knowledge from folks who've been doing it for decades. And if you're somebody who is, you know, you feel pretty confident in it, there's something for you. If you're somebody who's just doesn't even have a business yet, you have an idea, there's something there for you, and all in between. So whether you're a seasoned business owner and you've got a franchise going, you've got, you know, you're at that upper echelon of business where a lot of folks are trying to get to, there's still something for you. And it's beautiful because I think a lot of times, you know, that's how we pour back into community. So when you talk about us being it and hearing from those who are the ones, right, we're always looking to innovate and stay resilient when we're not sure how the economy may treat our business. We don't know how people are going to treat our business, right? I mean, y'all had to deal with all kind of crazy stuff in the beginnings. And really that resilience is you're still here, you're thriving. Now you've connected to these colleges and you're doing great work there. Of course, people are going to want to know how they get their tickets, Darnesha.
Yes.
Look right there, let them know how they attend this amazing conference.
Yeah, so the third annual Black Leadership Conference is going to be held on Saturday, August 17th at University of Washington at Foster School of Business. You can get your tickets online at www.redsrub.org. I encourage you to go on their website and grab your tickets today because you definitely do not want to miss this.
It's so great to have you here, Darnesha. Thank you for coming and sharing your business model. And just to be honest, thank you for the work you're doing. We need more examples like this in our community. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh
Thanks.
my gosh, y'all. The love abounds up in here. You know what I'm saying? On this terrific Tuesday. I get to wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Here on Back to Basa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Basa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Hey, 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 hey. United Business Connections, third annual back to school function, pop-up shopping, and resource fair. Saturday, August 31st, 2024, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Live DJ with live performances. We have a petting zoo, healthcare information, job opportunities. We're giving away free backpacks. Sponsored by Arms Around You, 11805 Renton Avenue South, Seattle, Washington, 98178. Stop the gun violence.
Hey everybody, this is DJ OG1, co-founder of Portland's Hip Hop Week celebration, August 20th through the 26th, an entire week of celebrating the culture. And we have a special event called Hip Hop Wine and Chill, where we'll be celebrating and honoring Seattle's own Converge Media, Beza Gordon, and Amari Salisbury. Portland Hip Hop Week, August 20th through the 26th. For more information, log on to pdxhiphopweek.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guest today, Darnesha Bowman, in the building from Black Coffee Northwest, shedding some light on her unique business model of bringing young folks in at the beginning of the business and really setting up a standard for how involved they'll be throughout the life cycle of the business. Now, I'm telling you, you know I was inspired, y'all. I want you to be inspired because just like I said at the beginning, when you're inspired, it actually ignites you to do something, to be a part of something that is larger than yourself, to create something that's going to benefit others outside of maybe just your family or circle of influence. And the beauty is that we just got an example today of what that looks like, y'all. So it is not hard. There are many examples, so many amazing examples in our community of folks doing just that, creating new models of business, elevating themselves, bringing in their histories to actually ignite their business in a different way. And it's so great to hear that Darnesha is doing just that. Make sure you get your tickets if you're trying to figure out what a business looks like. If you have an interest or a talent, you're trying to make sure that you have the right foundation underneath your feet for starting a business, or if you're somebody who's well seasoned and you're looking to give back to those who are starting and you're looking to pour into the business community, you want to get your tickets at rudsrub.org. Definitely go get your tickets today for the Black Business Leadership Conference. Y'all, it's happening this weekend. So don't let time go to waste. And we definitely don't want those tickets to get sold out. So please get your tickets today so that you can be a part of this amazing business community as we are nourishing our businesses, helping them grow, finding the connections and networking to build relationships that stand the test of time. Y'all, I'm definitely pumped up. I'm going to be there. Come and join me. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But of course, for me, y'all, I get to continue with great stories throughout the rest of the week. And that means I'll be back with you tomorrow. Until then, at 11 a.m., y'all. Peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.